so I need to know if you can even hear me. I'm so tired. Oh my God, I'm so tired. But I realize that, time continues to tick and it does not wait for any woman. So I realized today when I was going through some of my comments, because somebody commented on my video where I was talking about being kicked out of the partner program, and they were like, that's good for you or whatever, right? And so I realized that I never gave the update about what happened with YouTube. I mean, because some of you were on the live show with me when it all resolved. So I just wanted to do a video dedicated to this so that I could be able to move on. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am back in California. I've been tired, like all get out, since I've been back. Like, I am tired. And the sun in Cali is just, it's so hot. It's so hot. Right, that's why I have the AC on. I can't even turn it off. I'm not even gonna front and be sitting here sweating. So just bear with me in the noise. So hey, listen, so let's talk. Hey Kelly, I've seen a bunch of your comments on my videos lately. I appreciate that love because you've gone back into the archives to look at videos, so thank you. And then you were binging too, so thank you. Binging actually helps my YouTube algorithm. When you go from one video to another, it lets YouTube know that you like my videos, etc. All right, so let's talk about what happened with YouTube and how it resolved. Okay, so as you know, I was kicked out of the partner program, and they said that it was because my content was pornographic without any intellectual merit, right? And I was asking, I wrote to support asking what's going on, which video are you talking about? None of my videos are pornographic, blah, blah, blah. So I was dealing with support, right? So then the support person was like, you can reapply in 30 days. And so the 30th day would have been July 17th. Okay, so then on July 18th, so the 17th I was busy and I didn't want to sweat it too much. So on the 18th, which was day 31, I went into the back end and I was like, you know what, I might as well go ahead and reapply. So now here is the caveat. Yes, Kimon, it's a live video. It does say live, right? So, but I know people do play games. They play games on Facebook, but I don't think there's a way to game the system here on YouTube into pretending to be live. But nonetheless, so here's the caveat. So people, I know a person who applied to the partner program 2 years ago and still haven't heard back. So basically they're like, oh, we have such a logjam of people who are applying that we can't get to everyone in a timely manner. So I'm like, okay, so here I am. They're going to try to make me reapply. Goodness knows when I'm going to get back in the program. And then the second caveat is I make money from my YouTube videos, but my YouTube videos are not my main source of income. My main source of income are books, etc. So the things that I sell myself are my main source of income. I'm happy about that because can you imagine, because we're talking about a month with no pay, right? Or longer. It could have been 2 years. There was no telling when I was going to get back in the partner program. So let me tell you all what happened, right? So on the 31st day, I go into the back end of the account and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to reapply and see what happens. Guess what? I cannot reapply. And I can't reapply because they're telling me, oh, now in another 24 days you can reapply. And they changed the reason from pornographic material to, what did they call it? Misleading thumbnail. So after that, I was just pissed. I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous at this point. So I took to Twitter. Some of you, as many of you remember, you all were writing letters and all of this other stuff. And we were writing our letters quietly. We were behind the scenes trying to handle it that way. But it just kept getting brushed under the rug, right? And then so I took to Twitter and I just started complaining out loud. I was like, I was kicked out of the partner program with no explanation. I just started going on and on and on. And I tagged YouTube creators on Twitter. Then from there, I got contacted by Team YouTube. And then Team YouTube was like, oh, follow us so that we could go to the DM. We go to the DM and they're like, we're going to escalate your situation, because people started to retweet me, because I was like, I just got some of the worst customer service ever, because I was like writing into them, and the representative hung up on me when I like she hung up the thing. She was like, this is not going to get escalated any further, and I was like telling her I needed it escalated, and then she hung up on me, and I was just frustrated. So to make a long story short, and I'm tired of telling this story already, I'm just fatigued of it. To make a long story short, they said that they were related, and somebody wrote to me from the same department that I had already written to, and they wrote to me telling me, oh, we see that this situation is already being handled by another representative, by the first representative that you all wrote to. Hey everybody, welcome in, welcome in. And then they were like, then they closed the ticket. And I was like, gosh, I just got handled. So I went back to Twitter, and I was like, look, I went back to Twitter, and I wrote to the people in DM. I gave them like an hour, 2 hours to get back to me. They didn't. They read the comment. They didn't get back to me. So I was like, you know what, to hell with this. And I was like, you know what, they brought me into DM to keep me quiet from public view, talking about be patient, right? I was like, I've been patient for 31 days. So I went to the front, right into the public, right on Front Street, and I just started writing over and over again. If you look at my tweets from like a week ago, I was just going off. I was like, look, I'm out of the partner program. All of the energy that I would have spent making, I'm going to invest that in creating tweets. And then so I just started tweeting over and over and over again about the partner program, how people shouldn't join, and this, that, and the other. I was just going off. I was just saying anything and everything. And people started retweeting me. I don't know how people found my stuff, but they just started retweeting me. They were asking me questions and all this, that, and the other. Then I guess they figured it was getting a little too messy, right? Because it started picking up steam. You know, if you tweet all day long, the tweets start picking up steam. So I was tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. Then I went to sleep. The 32nd day came. Hey, Adaria. 32nd day came, and I woke up in the morning, started tweeting again. I'm talking about tweeting from sun up to sundown. That day I decided I was going to do a live video because I was doing the vitamin E's that day. And in the middle of my vitamin E video, the video is there, the one where I was packing up. In the middle of the vitamin E video, because I was showing my numbers, because you need to have 4,000 watch hours or watch minutes, something like that. I think it's watch hours, because it's like 20,000 minutes or something like that in a year in order to be able to get into the partner program. And I was tweeting my stats. I was like, I make that in one day, right? And I was like, they're going to try to get me to reapply and then hold me in the queue for years. And I was like, and you know what, listen, it just was going on and on and on. And then what gave me extra is I found out that this had been happening to other black women and other small content creators, right? So then I was just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting, and then I went live, and somewhere in the middle of that broadcast, somebody came on and was like, oh, Tonya, there are ads back on your video. So then I'm hot, because I'm like, oh my goodness, they then started putting ads on my video so that they could get paid. Meanwhile, I'm not in the partner program. Then I was like, you know what, because I was heated. I was like, you know what, hold on. So I went to my laptop. I went to the back end of the account. Guess what? Bottom hole goal. I found out I was back in the partner program. No explanation of what video they claim was pornographic. No explanation of what video they claim had some sort of messed up thumbnail. All of that, 32 days of torment, 32 days of them trying to kill my channel. Because if you look at the views of what happened on my channel, once they took me out of the partner program, they did something that truncated my views. Like, it was just like, and then like subscribers, like I wasn't getting no new subscribers. So like if you look, I get maybe a few hundred subscribers a day, depending on the video that I do or whatnot. But it didn't matter what video I did. Nobody was subscribing to the channel. The only thing I was doing was losing subscribers, hundreds of subscribers. And then, because you know what, YouTube algorithm, listen, somebody said I sound like a tin hat person when I said this in one of my videos. And I'm like, what sounds tin hatty about this? And they didn't answer me. The revolution will not be televised. YouTube has some sort of programming controls that will scour your videos for certain words. And because for those of you who have Google Voice, and for those of you who have cell phones where people will leave you voice messages and the voice message will be transcribed. So they started coming out with that technology about 6 years ago. And if you notice, now that technology is almost perfected. They have a way that this same crawler crawls through your videos, and it crawls through for certain words. There's certain words that we cannot say, even regular words about relationships. Like when I talked about the cheating and all it, like I don't even want to say it in this video, right? Sometimes people be like, oh, why are you spelling sex? You're supposed to be mature, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, because they got the web crawlers. They're controlling what it is. So basically, oh God, I'm so tired and frustrated. I'm just so not interested in talking about this right now, but I'm going to push through just so we could get onto the other side of it, because I have other things that I need to do. And I'm frustrated and I'm cranky and all this, that, and the other. So they have crawlers that will crawl through your video, the words of your video, the spoken words, not the description, not the tags. They are scrolling through the spoken words right now. Because like that video that I put up of Tyrese, just from saying the word CROTCH, the video was put into review mode. So even though they had let me back into the partner program, all of the videos that I uploaded were automatically put into review mode. So it's like, and then so what happens is most of your views on YouTube you get within the first day, and then they control how many views you get. So basically, it's BYOA here on YouTube. Oh God, I'm so frustrated. God, I'm so tired. I feel like I've been speaking so much for so long, and I'm effing tired. I'm tired. Tired of the same conversation over and over and over again. I'm tired. And Andre's saying, don't let them bother you. Just keep on doing the good work. No. And I implore anybody out there not to ignore your emotions. The feelings of frustration, the feelings of anger, these are the feelings. There's a movement. There's a movement to frustration. There is an energy to it. When you're angry, it's a sign that a boundary has been crossed. Someone is encroaching upon you, or something needs to stop. And it's like they bank on us just rolling over and be like, oh, I'm not gonna let it no, we need to let certain things trouble us. I'm looking for an entrepreneur. I'm so tired. I'm looking for an entrepreneur. When I go to Nigeria, I'm talking to anybody and everybody that I can. And I want to pitch a person on an alternative to YouTube, a place where people of color and alternative thought can have a platform and have built-in advertisers that are not afraid to have conversations on topics that are important to certain sectors of people. They act like, listen, all over the United States, you know how many GAY magazines there are? You know how many magazines there are that cater to black audiences? There are advertisers who advertise in those. However, they control where it is that you go and don't go by controlling what it is that you can say or not say in exchange for money. And I'm so frustrated with this. And so I as you all know, I'm going to Nigeria come December. I'm still looking for contacts in media. I have a few different things set up. I'm going to be on the radio when I get out there. I want to get some other things. I want to get something on TV solidified. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm so fatigued. I'm so fatigued. I feel like a piece of jerky that's been just sitting around drying out. You know how usually I feel supple, moist, and plump? I feel like a piece of jerky that is all drying up. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's what I feel. And Kimon is saying my eyes are sleepy. I know what you're saying. So, so Vera is saying, so freedom of speech doesn't apply to YouTube. Freedom of speech? What are you talking about? That is long gone. So you know what? Listen, I need some of you. Has anybody out here seen this documentary about them selling our information? So somebody sent me, so his name is Robert Cool sent me this link to a documentary. It's now on Netflix. I forget the name of the documentary, but they're talking about, in the it's a 2-hour documentary where they're talking about the selling of our information, and I think it's worth a watch. And Annette is saying, use some of your magical vitamin E oil, it will work wonders. I actually put some on before I did this video. I jumped in the shower. I shaved my hair on the sides, but I don't have the skill to do the design that I want to do. And Aisha is saying, is it hyper normalization? What do you mean by hyper normalization? I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, I hope you heard my update. So I'm back in the partner program. So all of the videos that I upload now are now put into this category where they have to be manually reviewed. So you get most of your views within the first day or so, and then it takes them about 3 or 4 days to manually review your video. So it's just like not being in the partner program, because I'm not gonna be making money from the videos anyway. So, but nonetheless, I just feel so drained. Kelly is saying, no, it's the media controlling our info. They want us stupid. Okay, so it's called The Great Hack. I need to watch it, but it seems scary. Yes, that's the name of the documentary. It's called The Great Hack. Go watch that, because you know what? Our rights are being infringed upon. We don't have privacy. Big Brother is watching in more ways than one. And not only is Big Brother watching, but not only is Big Brother watching, but our information is being sold. I remember I read this post that was like, if you're not being sold product, you are the product. So there's something that needs to pay for Facebook and YouTube and all these other things. And so basically they're selling our information. They're selling the stuff. They're selling our movements online. And I was just thinking about this when I was in New York, because I don't know how many of you are on the East Coast, but they have this thing called Easy Pass. And so Easy Pass so it's basically something that will pay your tolls for you. So they have a whole bunch of tolls, and then the Easy Pass will pay your tolls. And I was just thinking about how smart it is for them to give a financial incentive. Oh, we'll give you a discount if you put this box inside your window. But meanwhile, what is this box doing? Is the box listening? Does the box have GPS on it? And it's like, we could sit down here and be like, oh, that sounds so tin foil, tin hatty. But is it? How much freedom and anonymity do we have? And then also, I've been hearing about how these new cars have built-in trackers. Not only built-in trackers, but they have computers inside of them that can control your engine, that can open and lock your doors, and if you don't pay, they know where your car is and they lock you out. So you know how they be talking about repo? They know where your car is, and then they can lock you out of your car. They could turn off the engine. And I'm like, slowly but surely, just like that person who was like, don't get upset, just be calm. No, it's like I'm so exasperated and dehydrated from this freaking heat. How much longer are we going to sit down pretending like we're not in climate crisis? You know what I mean? It's like, how much longer are we going to sit here just turning over and taking this? And so Jody is saying, just having a cell phone, they can track every movement you make. Yes. And remember, before you used to be able to take your battery out of your cell phone so that you couldn't be tracked. Now, they've upgraded all of these cell phones so that now you cannot take the battery out. You cannot stop yourself from being tracked. This is the world that we're going towards. And I was reading on Facebook earlier today, my homegirl put up this post about South Dakota. They passed it into law in South Dakota that public schools must now have in trust painted on their walls with each letter no less than 12 inches big. And I'm like, welcome to Gilead. You know what I want you all to do? I want you to do two different things. One, I want you to go over to my website, TonyaTko.com. I want you to join my personal mailing list. And then also I have another page on I have two different pages called Tonya Tko Reacts and Tonya Tko Self-Love Specialist. Go and like those other pages. I need to get 1,000 subscribers in case something happens to any one of my pages, right? Because we're in some very strange times. We're in some strange times. So Aisha's saying now you don't have a choice anymore. They have rid the tolls and the people you don't see the toll. Oh, wow. If you don't have Easy Pass, it tracks you anyway and bills you. Oh, wow. Do they not have toll booths anymore? You know what? As a matter of fact, you're right. When I was in New York this past time, I did not see toll booths. I did not see not one. And I crossed the bridge. Wow. Wow. And so Jody is saying they can even listen without you knowing. Andre's on the East Coast. And Christine is saying most high profile people have a flip phone. Yeah, you have a flip phone, but then you also have a smartphone, because if you're high profile, how are you going to deal with how are you going to handle your social media from a flip phone? And can somebody tell Moniz that it's not buffering? Wow. So here we are. This is where we are. How is everybody out there doing? I'm frustrating. Okay, so Annette is saying that it's frozen too. Oh, Lord. I'm frustrated. I'm irritated. I feel trapped. So, Keita, which toll booth were you at? Can you remember which one you were at? I want to know where you were, because when we crossed the Triborough and the Whitestone, there were no toll booths on either one of those. So, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm not feeling bubbly. I'm not feeling bubbly and all of that other stuff. And then also, you know what would work for me ideally? When I go over to Nigeria, what would work for me ideally offered a space on nighttime TV. I was thinking that I would want to do daytime TV, but no, I want to do nighttime TV so that we can have adult conversations. Because daytime TV, you're going to be talking about oh, I hear something. That's somebody's car horn. So I was thinking of, so all of this time I've been like, yeah, I want to be on daytime TV. But I decided, nah, I want to be on nighttime TV. I want to be on a show that comes on in the evening. So, okay, so you were on the New Jersey Turnpike. So if you were on the New Jersey Turnpike, you were in New Jersey then. Because the New Jersey Turnpike is not in New York. I'm sorry. The New Jersey Turnpike is not in New York. Because by the time you cross over on the George Washington Bridge, you're in New Jersey. So by the time you get to the Turnpike, you're not in New York City. So then, Brandy is saying, I would love for you to review Bryce Watkins' view on Fuqua Rashan. I was frustrated. Love to see what you think. I know you talked about it in the airport. So, search for my name, Tonya Tko. And one of my pages is Tonya Tko Reacts, and the other page is called Tonya Tko Self-Love Specialist. And so you guys want me to watch Bryce's content. Somebody, I don't want to say they tricked me, but they kind of roped me into watching Bryce's content, where he was talking about Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, and Bill Cosby, and how I just feel like laying down. How sometimes you just feel like I can't do this day anymore. I feel like I almost really just laid down on this couch. Cause I'm so exhausted. I feel like we having the same fights over and over again. And it's like the people who feel me hear what it is that I'm saying. But there's just still more and more ignorance that just keeps coming up over and over again. Corey is telling me to get off or tomorrow. No. Because ain't no rest for the weary. Ain't no rest for the weary. So I was listening to Bryce, and I found him to be extremely ignorant and extremely frustrating. So basically Bryce was like, how there's no evidence against Bill Cosby. R. Kelly is being railroaded. Some foolishness he said. And I was just like, this man can't be serious. How much more evidence do we need? There's videos of the man peeing upon a child, with a little girl's body, with the little nubs in her breast. The child was 13 or 12. She was a child. He was peeing on her after assaulting her sexually. Now you guys gonna get my video flagged for saying these words. And I'm like, how much more do we need to see? I put up a video with an image of Tyrese crotch to crotch with his 12-year-old daughter. And people won't say out loud that it's inappropriate. Under what circumstances does your crotch need to be upon the crotch of your child? And they're like, they were playing airplane. Then you need to be aware of your body, because if you were playing airplane with a big grown man, I'm sure it wouldn't have ended up with y'all two with your two penises touching under your clothes. So it's like, be conscientious of your body and respect the space and the privacy of your child. And then people are putting up pictures of mothers nude with their children. A woman's nudity serves a function for her child. They're putting up, like Jess Hilarious had some tacky picture of her in some sneakers, naked with her 3 or 4 year old son, and the boy had on shorts, but she's naked sitting there with the boy. And I'm like, 3 years ago that boy came out her vagina. Okay, so she's nude in front of the boy. I'm like, the female breastfeed children, female vagina births children. A woman's nudity has a function for a child. A woman's nudity on a young child is, first of all, very different than a woman's nudity on a prepubescent child. And a man's nudity on a child and on a prepubescent child are very different things as well. And I'm confused by how we don't understand the nuance of that. A male's nudity serves no purpose for a child unless that purpose is right out of the delivery room and you want to get skin to skin contact. But a man's penis serves no purpose to a child. After for conception, yes. People are saying it's a double standard. No, it's not a double standard. It's a difference. A double standard is the same thing that has a different meaning for two different things. And I'm just like, no. It's not even a double standard. Men's breasts don't feed children, and their penises don't birth them. Also, a male's genitals are on the outside of his body. If Jess Hilarious had her legs wide open, exposing her hole and clitoris and all of that, and she had a child in between there, that would be comparable. That would be comparable to having a child on top of your sex organ. I'm sorry, just ridiculous. I'm sorry, just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And Aisha's saying, I agree, Tonya, absolutely. And whether people want to admit it or not, there clearly is some hormonal imbalance where most men are most likely to prey sexually. Well, okay. You know, I'll say this, right? I'll say this. I think it is... I think, evolutionarily speaking, human males, or I guess all males in the animal kingdom, all mammals, seem to be attracted to young fertility. So, I don't think many men will admit it. But I think that it's embedded in there that they are just attracted to young fertility. I want to talk about this Puff Daddy, this P. Diddy and that girl situation. But that's part of the reason I decided to do this video, get this out of the way so I can start talking about other videos. And half urban, half suburban is saying nude photos with your child is inappropriate, not the same as breastfeeding. We are all entitled to our opinion. We are all entitled to our opinion. I think age of the child matters. If the child is still breastfeeding age, I guess it's a matter of it's a matter of how you feel about nudity. I don't have issues with nudity. I bathed. When my niece was small, and it was time to get everyone ready, I would bathe with my niece. I would take her in the shower first, and I would wash her up, hold her up to the water, and let her get rinsed off and all of that. I was dating this guy at the time, and the guy, he was a 7-day Adventist. This is why I don't date religious men anymore. He was a 7-day Adventist, and he was like, he said that adult nudity was vulgar and that it had no place around children. And I was like, adult nudity is vulgar. Ciao. Corey saying people still be breastfeeding kids past 5. Listen, you know, I think this is what I think. I think each person has a tolerance or an opinion about nudity, adult nudity, child nudity, and how they interact, right? And I think that, so there are two different things. There are two different things, right? Let's talk about it. Let's hash this out. Let's hash this out. There are two different things. So one, on the one hand, we have what happens in the home and what happens outside the home. So that's one, right? So you at home rolling around with your children, walking around your children naked or whatever, right? This is something that goes on in your house. We have no say over, we have no opinion about what goes on in your house as long as the children are safe and there is no adult arousal coming into contact with the children, so that there is no gratification that the adult is receiving from interacting with the child in any capacity, no sexual gratification, right? So there's that thing. Then there's also public and being conscientious of your respect for your child's space and personal space. So Tyrese, he's playing airplane in the house with his daughter, and we don't see it, etc., whatever, right? When it comes into the public view, then the public then has their opinion about it, and the question begins to get asked: what is appropriate contact with a minor, a prepubescent minor? So let's talk about that. Then we have the age difference. All right. So you want to be naked around your children, right? You want to be naked around your children, even past the age of puberty or whatever, right? In your house, you create the standard for what you consider is appropriate inside of your house, right? However, when the children start going through puberty, and then we have the opposite genders, that's a conversation to be had. Let's have the conversation. Because as you all know, the way I approach things on my channel is I am open. If you have some new bits of information that can help to educate me and help alter my point of view, like you all schooled me on that Mother Teresa thing on my Facebook page, and then I denounced Mother Teresa. As soon as I did my research and showed, and it showed what type of human being Mother Teresa was, I denounced her. So let's talk about it. Nudity in front of prepubescent children, boys or girls, I don't have an issue with nudity in front of prepubescent children, right? That nudity coming into contact, it depends. Are your sex organs on the outside or on the inside? Are your erogenous zones being touched by the child? You know what I mean? If you have a penis that is on the outside of your body, is your erogenous zone touching a child? Is a child touching your clitoris with their body? Why do we have to have this conversation? Lord of mercy. So, me personally, that's where I draw the line right there. So there's some of you who are saying that you're naked in front of your teenage children. The way I see it, right, most teenage children don't want to be around their damn parents while their parents are naked anyway. They'll be like, put on some clothes, or they'll go away, or whatever the case may be. Does gender matter, right? And also sexuality. So you can have so let's say you have a gay male child. Is it okay to be nude? Is it okay for a mother to be nude in front of her gay male child versus her gay heterosexual? Is it okay for a father to be nude in front of a child? Let's say the father is gay, or the boy is gay. Is it okay for him to be nude in front of a child whose gender they are attracted to? Let's talk about that. And so And so Chaz is saying men are the ones who need these barriers. They're far more likely to abuse a child than a woman. You know, statistically speaking, that's unfortunately true. Okay, so Aisha was talking about women being topless in New York. Emma saying, I always use the bathroom in front until he asked, why does daddy stand and I sit? Is it because I have a butt pee? Oh God. You have a butt pee, Lord. Imagine what's going on in a child's mind that they imagine that you have a penis shooting out of your anus to pee down into the toilet. I don't know how old this child is, but I think it's better for children to learn these sorts of things from their parents, to learn, you know, what the body parts are, etc. I think it's better to learn at home rather than go out there in the street and start, because if they have these questions, they're going to find out one way or another. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade, so I was 9 years old, there was this girl named Jasenia, I believe her name was. And she was a grade older than us. And a grade or two, she gotten left back a few different times. And she had hair in her vagina. And she was in the bathroom and she used the bathroom and she didn't wipe, right? And I don't know who it is that made mention of the fact that Jasenia didn't wipe. And Jasenia said, oh, when you have hair, you don't have to wipe, right? As a child, I was like, oh, so you don't have to wipe when you have hair. This is what I learned from this older girl. Lord have mercy. But now that I'm an adult, if you think of the funk and stench that must have been caught up in those hair fibers, Lord have his mercy, Panwi. Imagine the rank stench that must have been flowing around on that child's nannikins. So no, you need to wipe. You need to wipe, whether you have hair or not. You need to wipe, especially if you have hair, because you don't want that moisture getting caught onto the fibers and not being able to come off. Yeah, you talking about. I'd rather not imagine. Listen. I don't know who told her that mess, but that's what she was told, and then she started teaching that to other people. And I took it as truth when I was young. I'm glad I learned by the time I grew hair. I'm glad I learned that is not how you get down. That's not how you get down. But what I'm saying, the whole purpose of bringing that up is that children will get misinformation from other children. So it's better to just educate your children yourself. Like when I talked in that video, we had the conversation with Tiara when she was 3 years old, because at that point she was already going to the babysitter. You know what I'm saying? And when your child is at the babysitter and the babysitter's babysitting other children, boys and girls, you're going to have the conversation with your children. You know what I mean? People were like 3 is too young. Oh no. One lady was like, her 5-year-old son went over to the neighbor's house and then came back humping. And she was like, where did you learn this humping? And apparently he learned the humping from the neighbor's daughter. But the thing is that why are we pretending like children are not exposed to certain things? Why are we pretending like molestation doesn't happen? It happens. You know, it happens. So it happens. Okay, so Alicia's saying same her when her son was 3 and started going over to other people's house, she taught him and he understood. Exactly. You know, children can understand some very complex ideas because they haven't developed the critical mind yet, so they can understand very, very complex ideas. You know, you could probably explain heart surgery to a child and be like, you connect the ventricular, the aortic valve, and you can be this you what I don't know the words. I don't know the words. But if you're like, look, this is the aorta and this is the main artery, and if you take this out of another person and you snip here and this, that, they could probably understand heart surgery, brain surgery. You explain it to a child. Like I remember, I don't remember how old Tiara was, but she might have been maybe 5 or so. And my father went to Nevis, and he didn't explain to her that he was going to Nevis because he said that he didn't think that she would really understand how airplanes worked and that he was going to be far away. And I was like, if a child can understand Santa Claus and that damn foolishness about the chimneys all at one time, and then time zone differences, and if the chimney got fire in it, and if there is no chimney if you live in a building, if a child can understand all of that, they damn sure can understand an airplane. So you get in an airplane, the airplane flies over, it takes you to another land, you show them what the globe looks like, and it's like people pretend like children's minds are primitive, but a child's mind is a very advanced mind, because children are processing a lot of data very quickly and learning a lot in a short span of time. If anything, children are more perceptive, more intuitive, and more open than adults are. Like a child, like you parents know. And then also there's an innateness that's built into children, right? Like, how does a child know? Because I remember when Tiara was in the crib, right? Tiara would cry, and then when you would look at her, she would stop crying. And I always wondered, how does Tiara know that these things right here perform the miracle of sight? Like, how does she know that these things? Because, like, you could look at her like this, and she would still cry. But when you open up your eyes, she would know, and she would know that you were looking at her, that you could see her. So how does she know? How does a baby who doesn't know what eyeballs are, how does a baby know seeing? Try it. Some of you who have small children, turn your head towards your small child and keep your eyes closed, and see whether or not the child realizes that your eyes are that these things are for seeing, and that you can see them. Like how baby this, that the child is already going to be able to interpret. I might want to stop. I might want to stop right now. Hey Dipped, how you doing? So Chaz is saying they feel the energy. Corey's saying no, that does not work. Which one doesn't work? The angry face? If your angry face is not working on your children, because you're too soft, Corey. You're too soft. They didn't trampled all over you. They already know they can get away with it. They trampled you, girl. You got to go back to the drawing board. Oh, you're talking about the do as I say, not as I do. Okay. All right. So I'm glad they haven't trampled you yet. Well, hopefully they won't ever trample you. But yeah, so no, children can understand some very complex ideas. Like we explained sperm, egg, uterus, testicle, pregnancy, and all of that to Tiara when she was 3. And she sat there, she looked at the drawing, because I drew what the egg and the fallopian tubes and the penis and erection and all of that, and how the sperm. So I drew it like a little puzzle piece. So the sperm goes, and then the egg, and then when they combine together, they make a baby inside the. We explained all of that, and she got it. 3 years old, she got it, and she understood. I was reading from a psychologist that children end up feeling not give this a name like Tati. So it's still showing that we on live. Well, you know what? So it's buffering for dipped and entree. Okay. I guess they giving me the curtains now. They letting me know it's time. It's time. Oh. Okay. So Corey's saying it's back. I don't know what to say. Listen. I'm waiting for the new platform. I'm going to be talking to anybody and everybody about it now. And just let them know, listen, I'm looking for an alternative to YouTube. Because you know, when these companies get too big, it's no bueno. When they get too big, it just... Lord have mercy. It was crooked. I had to take it down. I'm going to put it back up. But nonetheless, listen, we're at 53 minutes. Go ahead and thumbs up the video. Okay. Well, it looks like it's back now. I don't know what's going on. We done said one too many. We done said one too many words and got kicked out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, well, back. I had to close out and start the broadcast again. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, how many of you are on my Facebook page? I should probably wait for more people to come in to do a survey. Oh, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I honestly don't know. So, listen. I don't know. You know what? I'm feeling just the... So listen, I don't have much more to say. We're at the 58 minutes anyway, so might as well just go on and just end this when it ends. So Kita's on the Facebook. Okay, so you know what I wanted to ask you all? I wanted to ask the daily questions that I get. Should I create videos about these daily questions? Or, I don't know. I honestly just don't know. Thank you, Amanda. Sending me love and light. Thanks. I feel like I need to recalibrate. I don't know. I'm just off. I'm off. Anyway, we're coming upon the hour, so... I'm going to get out of here. So St. Bell is saying it's back. Yay. I don't know. Seems like we've crossed the hour now, but who knows whether we've really crossed it or not. Because the buffering was out, the video was out for like 5 minutes. All right. You know, I don't feel discouraged. I feel something, but discouraged is not the word. Like, I don't feel like I need encouragement. I feel like I need change. You know, I feel like I need change. I feel like something has got to give with this planet, with this world, with the powers that be. I just feel like change is needed. Change. I'm just like, you know, I'm tired of seeing all of these racists lashing out, and I'm tired. And Keita saying jet lag. Not that type of tired. Not like, I'm not like physically like tired. I'm just like energetically, I'm just like spent. I'm tired of seeing us go further and further down into regression. I just feel like we're just regressing as a society. And I don't know. I feel like we need something to turn around. And on that note, I'm going to let you all get out of here. I got a big day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm going to be volunteering at this celebrity fundraiser. So that's good. I'm looking for, you know, I have great things to look forward to. However, it's kind of like celebrating, you know, it's like getting an award on the Titanic. So it's like, okay, so you've gotten this award, but at the end of the day, oh, look at that. You can see me now. It's like when this was up, everything was a little dark, and then once it came down, you can see me. It's like getting an award on the Titanic. So it's like you sitting there on the Titanic, and you receiving an award and these accolades, and everyone is clapping, but the ship is sinking, and it's like, I don't know. So I feel like the planet that we're on needs critical attention. But we're just so consumed with petty little fights and all this foolishness that we're really not awake. I feel like we're sleeping at the wheel. And you know what? I should find myself some food. That's what I should do. I should find myself some food. I'm not really hungry though, but I haven't really eaten today. But, you know, let's see. Let's see. Anyway, so listen, I love you all very much. I'll see you all in the next video. Yafui is saying, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Yafeyu. Yafu. You're like me. New surrounding is very much needed. I'm so tired. I'm so ready to get to Africa. My spirit is full. And Summer saying, I'm with you. The planet needs us, and we're too busy being selfish. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like far too many of us are just sitting around letting it happen. We're just sitting around numbing ourselves and just not really paying attention. And I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. You know, it's like, I want some good news. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about some real good news. But you know what? It's just like, I want some good news that stuff is like changing. You know? I want some good news that stuff is like really, really changing. I'm about to start packing up because I'm going to be in Hollywood tomorrow. So I'm packing up my bags for that because I'm in down in the valley tonight. So yeah, personally, I want like, I don't know. I want to see something moving. Like I want, like it's like people are fighting against universal health care. I feel like there's just far too many struggles. And you know something? Did you all see what was going on in Puerto Rico? Did you all see what was going on in Puerto Rico? There's a part of me that wonders if we stormed the White House, would we be able to get this person out of power? Would we be able to change how things are going in our country? You know what I mean? Because I'm proud of them and how they were able to get the governor to step down. But I have a feeling like if we did that here in the United States, they would just tear gas us, shoot us with rubber bullets. Look at how they did the water protectors over there who were trying to protect their water. Look at how they did them. It's like these people are just waiting for an opportunity to enact martial law, looking for an opportunity to enact martial law, and looking for excuses to use their military grade weapons on us. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Tired. So thanks, Harajuku. Thank you. I'm tired. So wait a minute. Who is saying they was teaching humping at 5? I think, hold on. Somebody typed that they was humping at 5 and then they deleted their comment or something. I don't know what is going on out there in these streets. What is going on out there? You know what? I want us to come together. You know? Listen, somebody typed it and they deleted it. I want us to come together. I feel like there's just so much separation between men and women, young versus old, black versus white. It's like everybody's just fighting in this grand royale. I was taught humping at 5 by a girl who was 7. My mom taught us, and I was spanked. See, so what does that teach you about humping? What does it teach you about contact? And what does it teach you to get beat? Instead of a conversation. But our parents did the very best that they could. But that can't foster healthy dialogue if you start beating a person. You know what I mean? I don't really think I'm packing too much. I'm just taking my I'm just taking makeup, my dress, some shoes, and I got my soap. I'm gonna take a small loofah. My soap, a small loofah. My makeup bag. And my dress. Wait, you know what? I need my toothbrush and stuff. Where's my bag? Hold on. How did you feel about that human interaction? Who are you talking about? At 5, that's young. How did you feel? I think I think far too often for black parents, we just resort to violence for so many different things that a conversation could suffice. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? you know, okay, so yeah, let's find out how the person felt about it. Alright, so the person coming to pick me up is now on their way, so I gotta, you know what, as a matter of fact, I got my eye covers, and I need to get my earplugs, because, you know, noise and stuff, different people got different tolerances for noise and stuff when they're trying to sleep. And Harajuku is saying their solution to everything is a whooping. Yeah. I'm just, you know what? I'm so tired. I really need a change. I really need a change. I really, really, really need a change. Oops, that did not aim well. I really, really, really need a change for real. All right. Yeah. So, and then, so did that get rid of your curiosity color? I want to know. Did that end your curiosity? Were you like, oh, I got spanked, so I am no longer curious? Or did that fuel your curiosity? Did it fuel your curiosity? Did you become more curious? Like, what is this that I would get a whooping about? Oh man, I feel like we need a change, y'all. I feel like we need a change. And so because you're going to Africa still, yeah. You know what? But the thing is, when I go to Africa, I want to have when I go to Nigeria, not just Africa, because Africa is just a continent. But when I go to Nigeria, I want to have a productive trip. I want to have a productive trip where all of my Ziploc bags are all broken at the bottom. I want to have a productive trip that leads to something. You know what I mean? Like, if I could find my way, not necessarily quote unquote out of this country, but if I could find my way to having an alternative to success, the way that they trying to make us get success in this country. If I could find an alternative to that and not be dependent on this soil, I would be very pleased with that. I would be very pleased. You know what I mean? I would be very, very pleased. So, I don't know. Anyway. How many of you have gotten your book of affirmation, self-love? I carry mine around with me everywhere I go. And thank you to all of the people who have gotten theirs. Thank you. I really appreciate all of the love and support. The book is doing very well on Amazon, so you all are buying. And so it's doing well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. All right, so listen, let me get out of here so I can finish getting ready and recalibrate my energy. I feel like I gotta do a pick-me-up. I gotta get my pick-me-up. I gotta get myself a pick-me-up. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, you know what? I need to pack some sleeping clothes, as a matter of fact. So let me get me some sleeping clothes together. Let me get my earphones. All right. I feel like Sam Cooke. A change is gonna come. Did you guys ever hear that Sam Cooke? Have you all seen that? You guys asked me to eat something. I ate something earlier. I don't know. I don't know. Did you guys see the Sam Cooke story and how Sam Cooke died around those mysterious circumstances? This is what I'm saying. That's why you need to stay with your wife. So Yafe is saying, you sent me an email a while back about rooming together because you were concerned about me being on the road alone. You never heard back, so you don't think I got your message. Rooming together where? Where are we supposed to be rooming together at? Where are we supposed to be rooming together at? I want to know this. I want to know. Where are we supposed to be doing all of that? And please don't be concerned about me being out on the road. I'm about to, I ain't gonna say, but I'm gonna take the necessary precautions to stay safe. So, Yafeu, are you going to Nigeria? So you're in California. So where are we supposed to be rooming at? We supposed to be rooming together in California? That's how we doing it now. We supposed to be like, hey, bosom buddy. Like, hey, let's live together. Mm-mm. You know, people in they living habits. They got some interesting living habits out there, child. I have a bra. Just gotta make sure I got all my stuff. Let me make sure I got my stuff together. Oh man. So, which part of California are you in? Where we supposed? I want to know where we supposed to be living. Are you living? Are you living in my trailer? Well, how are we doing this? How are we doing this? How are we doing this? I want to know. All right. I feel like we need some big change. You know what I mean? Because you know what? It's like, okay. So, I don't know. You know what? It's like when I was living in my car, you missed so much, Keisha. So much. We're at the end of the broadcast now. When I was living in my car, I thought, well, once I get out of the car, then things will change. I was like, then I thought maybe if I have more money, then that would be it. Maybe if I had more schooling, more credentials. I went to school, I got my certificate, and then or my certifications. However, it just seems like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I feel like we are on the Titanic. I feel like we're on the Titanic and the writing is on the wall, but we're not doing anything about it. I feel like we're just sitting by letting it happen. And that's troubling to me. That's troubling. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we talked about so much. We didn't talked about so much. So much in this broadcast. We're down at the bottom of the ninth right now. I don't know. I really want major change in the world. Really. Because, like, it's like all of the small stuff is difficult to feel the full expansion of all of those things when you feel like all of those things are happening on a ship that's sinking. Yes, thank you, Summer. We also talked about genitalia, nudity, children, parents, sex talk, humping. We talked about a lot in this broadcast. We talked about a lot. Ants are small. If they pull together, they can move mountains, says Annette. Yeah, you know what? I really feel like, so I hear that that 88 seats in Congress are up for election right now, but nobody's really talking about it. But yeah, we need to get geared up to really change this country. It's like they don't want everybody to be happy. It's like they want only a select few to experience the spoils of this nation. You know? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, ugh. You know, when you hear stuff about the 9/11 first responders having to fight for continued health care from complications that they received from fight for helping and assisting during the 9/11 crisis, and they have to fight. And since they started the fight, the number of them, the vast number of them that died before they were able to get the health care that they needed. And when you look at that and Sandy Hook and how children were slaughtered and we cried for what, 2 weeks, a week, and then we were back to the same old antics. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do need to travel. Maybe I need to just be off of this soil. Because, I went to New York and New York was cool. But then the constant news cycle and all of this foolishness. But it's like there's no place on this earth that's perfect. And so it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm depressed. I really don't know. But I'm just like, I don't know. 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 I really don't know. I don't know what it is that I need right now. I don't know what it is that I need. Because we're not going to come together as people. Nations are not going to come together. The rich are still going to want to get richer while they want to make the poor poorer. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They're selling our information. It's like, how can anybody really, truly, truly be filled with glee and jubilation when you're having a private conversation in your own space and then you start seeing advertisements about that? It's like this stuff sinks in. You know what I mean? It's like the stuff, it sinks in and it has an effect in some sort of way. It's like, if none of this stuff is having an effect on us, then we're numb. You know what I mean? Hey FEMA. FEMA is so late. Is it FEMA or FEMA? I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I want to hear your thoughts below, honestly. I want to see how you think, what you think about all of this. Am I talking crazy? Is the stuff that I'm saying just not has no founding? And am I micro thinking? Like I'm making small things really big? Or are these things really issues? Is nobody else concerned about climate crisis? The climate crisis that we're under right now? Is nobody else concerned about the fact that our kids are going into hundreds upon thousands of dollars of debt for education, and people are fighting against raising the minimum wage? Things are so expensive. Like when I went to go, oh goodness, okay, she's getting off the highway now, so she's gonna be here any moment. When I was in New York and I went to go get that line cut into the side of my head, they were talking about it's $15. I'm like, so you telling me to get a design cut into your head costs more than an hour's work, an hour of your life? So we got Nestle, that's right, plundering the earth for our water. We got plastic clogging up the it's like every day I'm seeing stuff that is just like really just irritating me. like all of the whales that are dying, the coral reefs that are dying, all of this stuff that's happening, and I'm just the racism that is picking up, and I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, so exactly. So who is saying that? So Kita is concerned about the no privacy. Thank you. Exactly, exactly. So it's like I feel I don't know. It's like I feel like I don't want to say I'm. So Kita say New York City minimum wage is now 15. Is it? Well, that's wonderful. Exactly. So Keisha's saying what you're feeling is the weight of the world on your shoulders. Yeah, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling something. So you know what? I kind of feel like Kanye back in 2009 when he was like, I'm gonna let you finish, but. And so it's like, so people are like, oh, all of these wonderful things. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna let you finish, but you do realize that the earth that we're spinning around on is in crisis. You know what I mean? And I'm like every time I step outside, I'm reminded of the fact that we're in climate crisis. It was so hot and oppressive in New York over the past 2 weeks that I was just like, it was stifling. It was so hot. And now here the sun is so blazing hot that I'm surprised that I don't catch on flames when I go outside. And I'm like, how much longer are we going to be ignoring this? I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna get myself together. The temp yesterday was in the high 90s, so I don't know what the temp is today or now. I went outside for a short while today, and when I went outside, my skin was burning. My skin was burning. I was just like, it felt like I was being singed. I was just like, how, you know what it felt like? How many of you have ever belly flopped into the water and you feel that stinging pain all over your body? That's what it felt like. It was just like stinging pain from the sun. So it's like every time I go outside, I'm reminded about climate crisis. Anyway, listen, I'm going to let you all go because I'm not trying to depress anybody, but I want us to keep these things on our mind because while we over here dancing to Cardi B and watching Real Housewives and arguing about Trump, there's some real major things that are going on. And Beach is saying that's why people need to get out here and register to vote. You have to care, people. Bernie is the only real candidate with the record. He's for the people and poor and the earth. No, listen, I feel you. And listen, I'm a Bernie. Look, I got mine. Hold on. I contributed to Bernie's campaign and I got my little Bernie sticker. And I need to go to the post office and pick up Bernie's book and all this other stuff. But I'm not feeling hopeful like I was in 2006 when Bernie first ran. Because it's like, there's so many choices and people has the track record that I believe that once he gets in office, he's going to do what he says he's going to do. Everybody else, Cory Booker, please. Kamala Harris, like, she's saying some sweet, nice things, but I don't believe that she has the fortitude, not the fortitude. I don't believe that she'll follow through once she gets into office. Elizabeth Warren, I don't believe that she has the ignorance enough to be able to fight against a person like Trump. You know what I mean? It's like Trump needs a person who's going to call him out on his foolishness. And it's like you cannot be politically correct with a person who is politically incorrect. Right? And then everybody else, And then Joe Biden, I just, I feel like we're all over the place with the Democratic Party this time. You know, I feel like there's so much noise that nobody can really hear. You know what I mean? And so Keisha's saying she doesn't trust her eggs in any of the baskets. You know what I mean? Considering the track record Bernie has had fighting for justice since the 60s, and the fact that he was willing to say stuff that nobody else was willing to say. And it's like everybody's saying the same thing that Bernie was saying 4 years ago. So it's like the stuff that he was saying was new and fresh 4 years ago, but now everybody's saying the same thing. And are these people saying it because they really believe it, or are they saying it because they realize that it's popular, it's the populist opinion, and so they're saying what people want to hear? That's how I feel, right? And so I feel like Bernie is the only one who was innovative with his ideas and was talking about this stuff when it wasn't popular. You know, however, like people are saying, Bernie is human too. Bernie doesn't believe in reparations. You know, but Bernie seems like the type of person that will listen to the people and make adjustments to what the people want. Bernie, to me, seems like a representative of the people. Like, if we really went to Bernie and were like, look, we really, really want reparations, here's why, and we presented it to him, and he got out and spoke to people, Bernie seems like the type of person, like I was feeling Kamala and how she put her foot in Biden's ass during the debate. But then I heard her on some programs and she wasn't answering the questions. You know what? To me, out of all of the people that I hear speaking, when Bernie Sanders speaks, I feel like he answers the questions, like he really gets into the heart of the matter. I feel like he's having a conversation. When like I was like feeling Kamala, and I was like, oh, this is kind of this tough. But then, like, on the very next day, she came out and she started being a politician and she started not answering the question. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating when. And so St. Bella is saying Bernie gives me bad energy. You have to ask, what is it about him that you feel is giving you bad energy? Like, and then also, what is it that we want in a president? It's like people, I feel like, I don't know if you guys remember, what was this thing with the little fish and Dory, Finding Nemo? I feel like so many of us are like Dory, and it's like you're like, do 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 do, ooh, over here, ooh, 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 you know. And so it's like you get bad energy from Bernie, of all people. And then it's like, are we voting for who's the best person we want to have a damn beer with? Or are we voting for a person who's going to implement the policies that we want? Like, I want to hear more from this person who's talking about she gets bad energy from Bernie. I want to hear more about that. If the people who cared about our environment tried to get the developed nations, our incessant gobbling of natural resources would help, the earth is screwed. Joe, oh, hold on for a second. Hey, how did you find me? You have bracelets? Okay, you know what? Let me grab my bag. All right, I like your shirt. Listen, I gotta get out of here. I might broadcast live when I'm in the car, but we'll talk a little bit later because she's here now. I thought she was gonna call me and I'd have some time, but no, I gotta get out of here right now. All right. And St. Bella saying his stance on black issues seems disconnected. The only issue that I see that he's disconnected on is reparations. That's it. That's it. Other than that, Bernie to me seems like the type of person that is willing to have the conversation and willing to have real conversations with real people and make real change. I don't believe that there's anybody else up there on the stage that is willing to alter according. So let me get out of here because she's outside. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, how do I stop this? Here we go.